XXIGNIZINHOXX Entreno Jogo 2D10 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 1D10 2D10 1D10 2D10 1D10 2D10 1D10 7D10 1D10 2D10 3D10 3D10 8D10 8D10 8 7 7D10 6D10 6D10 6D 6D10 8 8 9 5D10 2D10 2D 1D 2D 1D10 1D10 9D10 2D 1 2D 2D10 1D 1D 1 1D 3D 2D10 1 7D 4D10 2D10 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 6D10 6D10 1D 2D10 1D10 3 2D10 2D10 1D10 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 1 9D10 7D10 1 2 1D 1D 2D10 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 1D 7 6D10 6D10 2 2D 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 2 7D10 1D 1 2D10 1D10 4D10 1D10 1D10 2D10 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 3d10, 1, 2, 8d10, 4d10, 2d10, 8d, 6, 9, 7, 6d10, 2d10, 1, 2d10, 2d10, 9d, 2d, 2, 3d, 8d10, 1, 9d10, 6d10, 3d10, 1, 1, 8d10, 2d10, 1d, 1d10, 2d10, 7d10, 9d10, 8d10, 2d10, 2d10, 9d, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 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 2, 1d10, 2d10, 2d, 1, 2d10, 4d10, 1, 2, 1, 1, 6d10, 2, 2d10, 1d, 1d10, 2d, 1, 7, 1d10, 8, 1, 8d, 5d10, 2d10, 9d10, 2, 9d10, 1d10, 1d, 2, 1d10, 2, 1d, 7d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1, 5, 4d10, 3d10, 3d10, 2d10, 3d10, 1, 2d, 9d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d, 2d10, 2d, 3d10, 2d10, 2d10, 1, 2, 9, 8, 7, 6d10, 2, 1, 8d10, 6d10, 1d10, 2d, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 1, 5, 2d, 1d10, 1d10, 1d, 2d, 2d10, 1, 2d10, 2d10, 2, 1d10, 2d, 8d, 1, 2d, 2, 2, 1d10, 2d, 9d10, 6, 5d10, 1d, 2d10, 2, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 4d10, 3d10, 1d, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, XXIGNIZINHOXX DZF, 1d10, Tele-D chat, Bisnato 98 DZF, Tele-D chat, Chat Cakesady Texto 3d4, Chat Cakesady Texto 78, one d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d, 2d10, 2d10, 2d, 1d, 2d10, 1, 1d, 2d10, 2d, 1d, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 1, 2d, 3, 2d, 2d, 1d, 1d10, 1d10, 1, 1d10, 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 8, 7d, 1d10, 1d, 2d10, 2d10, 9, 7d10, 3d10, 2d, 2d10, 2d, 2d10, 1d10, 3, 1d10, 6, 2d10, THIAGOBRX23 Enter no Jogo, 2d10, 2, 1d10, 2d10, 3d10, 1, 2, 1, 2d10, 2d10, 9d10, 6d10, 2d10, 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 2, 1, 2, 1, 2d10, 8d, 5d10, THIAGOBRX23 DZF, Tele-D chat, Bisnate, 6d10, 9, 5d, 9d10, 1d, 2, 7d, 3d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 5d, 6, 4d, 3d, 7d10, 2d, 8, 7, 9d10, 1, 6, 6, 3d10, 5d, 1d10, 1d10, 3d, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 3d, 2, 1d10, 1d10, 1d, 1d10, 1d, 2d10, 1d, bot, 1d10, 1d10, 6, 3d, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2, 1d10, 9d, 5d10, 2d10, 2, 1d, 2d10, 3, 1d10, 9, 2, 3, 2d, 2, 2d10, 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 1, 1, 1d10, 2d, 2d, 2, 9d10, 1d10, 6d10, 6, 5, 4d, 4, THIAGOBRX23 Seidu Joko, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 2d, 1d10, 1d10, 2d, 1d10, 1d, 1, 1d, 2d, 1, 2d10, THIAGOBRX23 Enter no Joko, 9d, 1, 3, 8d10, 2d10, 2d, 7d10, 1d10, 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 2d10, 2d10, 1d, 2, 8, 6d10, 9d, 5d10, 2, 3, 2, 8, 5, 1, 2, 7, 5, 5d10, 8d10, 4d10, 9, 4d10, 1d10, 6d, 7d10, 1, 2d10, 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 3d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d, 1d10, 2d, 2d10, 2d10, 1d, 1d, 2, 1d, 2d10, 1d, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d, 1, 1d10, 2, 1d10, 2, 1, 2d10, 2d10, 2d, 2d10, 2d, 1d10, THIAGOBRX23 Disvem, 2d10, THIAGOBRX23 Disvog, 4d10, 6d10, THIAGOBRX23 Disvem, THIAGOBRX23 Disvem, THIAGOBRX23 Disvem, THIAGOBRX23 Disvem, 1d10, 1d10, THIAGOBRX23 Disvem, 2d10, 1d, 8d10, 2d10, 8d, 6d, 6d, 7d, 3d10, 2d10, 1d, 1d10, 1d10, 1d, 2, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1, 2, 2d10, 2d10, 2, 4d, 1, 2, 5, 4d, 1d10, 1d10, 4, 1d, 1, 1, 2d10, 1d, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 8d10, 5, Johnny 770 250 25, enter no Jogo, 2d10, 1, 2, 1d10, 2d, 3d, 2d10, 1, 2, 1, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2, 8, 4d, 4d10, 1d, 2, 7d, 4d10, 1d10, 1, 3d, 2d10, 1, 1d10, 1d, 2d10, 1, 2d10, 1, 1d, 1, 2d, 1, 2d10, 2, 1d, 2d10, 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 1, 1d10, 2, 2d10, 2d10, 5d10, 1, 2d10, 2d, 2, 1, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d, 1d10, 2d10, 2d, 2d10, 8d10, 2d, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d, 2d10, 7d10, 3, 2d10, 8, 4, 3d, 2, 1d, 9d10, 2, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d, 1d, 2d10, 1, 2d, 2, 6, 4, 3d10, 4, 2d10, 6, 1, 1d, 3d, 8d10, 8d, 3d10, 1d10, 1, 2d10, 2d10, 2, 1d, 1d10, 3d10, 1, 9d10, 1d, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 3d, 2d10, 2d10, 6, 2d10, 3d, 1d, 2d, 2d10, 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 9d10, 4d10, 1d10, 8, 6d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 5d10, 2d10, 6d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 9d, 1, 2d, 1d10, 2d10, 2d, 1, 2d10, 9d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 1, 2d10, 2d, 1, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 6d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2, 1d, 2d10, 9, tele D, 5d, 2d, 4d, tele D pulse, 7d, 1d10, 9d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d, 2d10, 2d10, 2d, 1d10, 1d, 2d, 2d10, 4d10, Johnny 770 250 25 is on THIAGOBRX 23 Desespero 8d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 3, 1d10, 1d10, 2d, 2d10, 7, 4d, THIAGOBRX 23 for Morto Egg, or Dark Ray, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, Johnny 770 250 25 is on, Johnny 770 250 25 is, Johnny 770 250 25 is Ignis, 2d, 2d, 8, 7d10, 3d10, 1, 6, 8, 6d10, 8, 7, 5, 2d10, 9, 2d, 2d10, 6d10, 3d10, 2d10, 1d, 4, 3d10, 2d, 1, 1d10, 2d, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1, 8, 5, 9d10, 1d, 1d10, 1d10, THIAGOBRX 23 for Morto Egg, or an armed skeleton, 8d10, 1d, 2d10, 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 1d10, 9d, 7, 5d10, 3d10, 1d10, 6d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, THIAGOBRX 23 Dezusem, THIAGOBRX 23 Dezef, 1d, 3d, 2d, 2d10, 1d, 2d, 2d, 3d10, 8d, Johnny 770 250 25 Dezem Thego, Johnny 770 250 25 is Dares Pod, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1d10, 3d10, 2d, 2, 2d, 3, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d, 2d10, 3, 9d10, 2, 2, 2, 3, 1d, 3d, 2, 2d10, 1, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 6d10, 1d10, 2d10, 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 6, 1, 8d10, 2d10, 1d, 8d10, 8d, 7d10, 2, 2d, 1, 1, 8d10, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2d10, 1, 1d10, 6d10, 2d10, 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 1d10, 8, 5d10, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 9, 7d10, 1d10, 9, 9, 7d10, 1d, 8, 7d10, 2d, 2d10, 2d, 1d10, 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 2d10, 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 1d, 5d10, 1d, 2, 1, 2d, 8d10, 1d10, 2, 1d, 8d, 2, 1d, 3, 2d, 8, 7d10, 2d10, 1, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 4d10, 30, 60, 40, 100, 1, 4, 1d, 2d10, 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 1d, 2d, 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 1, 2, 1, 1d10, 2, 2d, 1d, 1, 2d10, 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 8, 5d10, 2d, 2d, 3d, 2d10, THIAGOBRX23 Flamortoid, or Small Ghost, 2d10, 5d10, 8d10, 1d10, 1d, 1d10, 2d10, THIAGOBRX23 Desespero, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, THIAGOBRX23 Desuvlolia, 2d10, 5, 4d10, Teledchat, Bisnato 98 Desai, Teled, 6d10, 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 THIAGOBRX23 Dis WTF, 6d10, 'Teledchat, T5, 2d10, 1, 2, 1d10, 2d10, XXIGNIZINHOXX Dizu Primero, Teledchat, Bis 9d10, Bato 1, 9d10, Johnny 770 250 25 Dis Pronto, 9d10, Bot 9d10, Johnny 770 250 25 Dis Thurgoid, 9d10, 9d10, 9d, 9d10, 9d, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9D10, 9D10, 9D10. Vato, 9D10. Teledchat. Bis, 9D, Teledchat. Bis, 9D10. 9D10. Nine D10. Eight D10, 5D10, 3D10, 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 3D, 2D, 9, 2D, XXIGNIZINHOXX Discom P. Johnny 770 250 25 Designifical Mine Haste Pada Take Hit. 1D10, 1D10. Johnny 770 250 25 Dis. 3D10, 9D. Johnny 770 250 25 Dis and 9D, 4, 1D10, 8D10, 1D, 2D10, 1D10, 2, 4D10, 4D10, 1D, 2, 1D10, 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 1, 2, 2D10, 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 6D10, 2D10, 2, 1D, 2D10, 1, 1, 1, 1, 7D, 4, 3D, 1D10, 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 3, 8, 3D10, 2D, 1, 2D, 1D10, 2D10, 2, 1D10, 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 2, 1D10, 1, 1D, 1, 1D10, 4, 3D, 1D10, 2D10, 2D10, 2, 1D10, 9D10, 2, 1D10, 5, 4D10, 2D10, 9D10, 1D10, 2D10, 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 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2D10, 1D10, 1D, 1, 3D10, 1D, 2D10, 1D, 1D10, 1, 1, 1D, 1D, 1, 9D10, 1, 8D10, 2D10, 8D10, 4D, 6D, 3D10, 2D, 2D10, 1D, 6D, 2D10, 1D10, 4D, 1D10, 2D10, 2D, 8, 2D10, 1D10, 2D10, 1D10, 1D10, 1D, 1D10, 2, 2D10, 4D10, 3, 4D, 2D10, 1D, 2D10, 1, 2D, 2D, 2D10, 1D10, 2, 2D10, 2D, 3D, 2, 1D10, 2D10, 1D, 6, 1, 1D10, 3, 2d10, 2d10, 1d, 2d10, 3d, 1d10, 2d10, 1d, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2d10, 2, 1d10, 2, 2d, 8d, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 1, 2, 1d10, 1d10, 7d10, 1d10, 4, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1, 2d10, 9d10, 4d10, 3d10, 8d10, 8d10, 2d10, 1, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2, 1d, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1, 1, 8, 5d10, 5d10, 1d10, 1d, 1d10, 1d, 1d10, 3d, 1d, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 7d10, 1d10, 1, 1, 8, 50, 91, 30, 1d, 1d, 2d10, 3d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 90, 4d, 1d10, 9, 8, 4, 3d10, 5d10, 5d10, 3d10, 1d10, 4d10, 3d10, 4d10. Johnny 770 250 25 is Cuadrado. Johnny 770 250 25 is Cybergo. 1d10, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2d10, 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 6d10, 2d10, 1d10, 3, 4d10, 1, 1d10, 4d10, Johnny 770 250 25 by Morto Ed, Parkhurst Statue, 1d, 2d10, 6d10, 4d10, 8d, 5d10, 2d, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d, 1, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 30, 4, 30, 7, 1d10, 2d, 2d10, 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 2, 3d10, 30, 3d, 3d10, 3d, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 3d10, Bato, 7d10, Bato, 7d10, 7d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2, 1d10, 2d10, 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 7d10, 9d10, 8d10, 9d10, 9d10, 1d10, 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 2, 3d10, 1d10, 2d10, 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 2d, 2d10, 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 2d, 2, 2d, 2d10, 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 2, 2d, 2d10, 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 2, 100, 1d10, 2d10, 2, 1d10, 1d10, 8d10, 1d10, 3d10, 2, 1d, 2d10, 1, Johnny 770 250 25 Mudu Paracapa Skin Standard Custom 158,380 164 B4 391 VAT 610 99 79 55 56 60 V XXIGNIZINHOXX Discom 2 1 2 D10 4 D10 2 2 1 D10 2 D10 2 D10 1 D10 1 D10 4 D10 2 D 1 D10 2 D10 2 D10 2 D10 2 D10 2 1 2 D10 2 D10 1 D 1 D 2 D 2 D10 1 D10 2 D10 2 D10 2 D10 3 6 D10 3 D10 2 6 D10 1 D10 1 2 D 2 D10 6 D 9 5 D 2 D10 2 D10 2 D10 6 D10 2 2 2 D10 1 D10 3 D10 1 D10 2 2 D 2 D10 1 D10 2 D10 1 D10 2 D 2 D10 1 D10 1 D10 1 D 2 D10 2 2 D10 2 D10 6 D10 2 D10 1 D10 2 1 2 D 1 D10 2 D10 5 D10 2 D10 1 2 1 6 D10 3 D 3 2 D 2 D10 2 D10 2 D10 7 3 D 1 2 D 2 D10 2 1 D10 2 D10 6 5 4 D 1 D 1 D 2 D10 1 D10 1 D10 1 D10 1 2 D10 2 D 2 D10 1 D 2 D10 1 7 D 2 D10 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 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 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2d10, 1d, 2d, 2d, 1d10, 1d10, 1d, 1d10, third, 1, 2, 1d, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d, 6d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 3, 4, 2d10, 2d, 3d10, 1, 2d, 1d, 1, 1d, 1d, 1, 2d, 1d10, 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 7d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 1d, 2, 1d, 1, 1d, 9d, 7, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 2d, 2, 1d, 1, 2, tele-D chat, 2d10, 2d10, 1, 1d10, 2, 8, 5d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1, 1d, 2d10, 1, 1d, 1d, 2, 2d10, 2d10, 1d10, 1d10, 2d10, 2d, 2d, 2d10, 1d10, 1, 1d10, 4d, 2d10, 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 1d, 2, 2, 2d10, 2, 2d, 2d10, 1d10, 2d10, 1, 2d10, 1d10, Johnny 77, tele-D chat. Bisnato 98 is Chief the Vampiro. Tele-D, 2d10. Two D10, 2d10. Johnny 770 250 25 Designis Comprar. Tele-D chat. 2d10. 2d10. Johnny 770 250 25 Dismer Diagnos. 1d, 2d10, 1, 1d10, 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 1. Johnny 770 250 25 Dismayauro. XXIGNIZINHOXX Disfaltothigo. Johnny 770 250 25 Disvemthigo. THIAGOBRX23 Dis WTF. THIAGOBRX23 Dis Dinhero. THIAGOBRX23 Dis P. Johnny 770 250 25 Disco. Johnny 770 250 25 Dis 31 Dinhero. THIAGOBRX23 Dis Oxy. XXIGNIZINHOXX Dis Thigo. THIAGOBRX23 Dis USOINISD. Johnny 770 250 25 Dis Myauro. 1d10. 1d10, 7d10, 2d10, 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 1d10, 2d10, Johnny 770 250 25 by Mortoid or impact, 9d10, 2d10, 7d10, 1d10, Johnny 770 250 25 by Mortoid or Helper Witch, Johnny 770 250 25 is 3d, 2d10, 9d10, 2d10, 5d10, 4d10, 1d10, 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 7d10, 2d, 8d10, 1d10, 3d10, 2d10, 8d10, 4d10, XXIGN, Teledchat, Bisnate, 5d10, THIAGOBRX23 Disfacil, 5d10, 5d10, Teledchat, Chat Cakes a Texto 83D80, THIAGOBRX23 Dizoom or not, Chat Cakes a Texto 84D85, 5d10, You can use the emergency reset button to play any level again, 9d10, XXIGNIZINHOXX Islamos photo, 31d10, Vato, 1d10, Vato, 1d10, Vato, 1d10, 3d10, 2d10, Teledchat, XX, 2d10,